Hey, what's up everybody? Today on the agenda is we want to start rocking in that pond, right Jackson? All right, let's go rocking that pond. Hey, you get back here! All right, okay, we're ready to rock in the pond now. All right, we did the necessary evil. We rocked in the pond. Now we're gonna do the fun stuff. Build waterfalls. This is first framing boulder for the falls coming into the pond. Reynolds and I looked at these. We set them all up outside the way we wanted them. Then we strapped them up and I moved them in, and I have no idea what we decided anymore. So we're gonna redecide everything again. When I'm setting in framing boulders, I'll often set it in the way I think I want it, and then I'll let the straps on, I'll let it strapped up, and I'll strap up my other framing boulder, my right-hand framing boulder, and then I'll bring it in, and then oftentimes I'll end up moving this one a little bit, because it's a little hard for me to picture what I want, how I want this one without the other rock set up right beside it. So I think this is pretty close to what I want. So I'm just going to unstrap it right here. We'll bring the other one in, and then if I need to, I can still move it. On this job site, there's so much wisdom that's shared that I don't have the time or the energy to explain all that takes place. So anyways, what I do want to show you is what we built here and why we built it and why it's going to be awesome. Here's what we built, and one of the things you're always doing when you're building waterfalls, or you should be doing when you're building waterfalls, is thinking... Yodeling. Yodeling, yes. I'm not good at yodeling, but Reynolds, could you give us a...
I'm more of a morning. I can yodel better in the morning, and it's after lunchtime now, so... So
you're not... yodeling's out.
I'll have to...
So we will endeavor to be the best pond builders we can without yodeling, which is not very good, but... What I want to tell you is you need to think about where you're going to be spending time on that patio, on these steps, up there. Keep that in mind when you're building, because you can build an awesome waterfall, but if it's pointing towards the woods down there where you never are, then it's kind of pointless. So that's why initially I had set up these rocks in a way that I really liked, but it would have put my waterfalls that direction. And so I had to reconfigure these rocks until I found something. Now, if I set a taller framing boulder over here, it will allow me to make waterfall over here into a pool and fall out here. I'll be able to see this coming down the steps. I'll be able to see this waterfall from the patio. Build awesome waterfalls and build them where you can see them. Coming into here, nice pool right in here. A little spillway rock right in here, about like that. Water coming down in here and water coming out again out here. And whenever I have the opportunity, I like to build my waterfalls so that they're recessed. They're cut back in here, but if I can, I'll also make them spill out front here. I like them recessed because that looks natural, like the water chewed down between these two boulders and it's out here. And I like, if I can, in the same falls, to make a little thread of it come out here, because you get better visibility. Okay, let me orient myself here. So we just got done rocking in the pond here. I painted out the lines. We're gonna start excavation for this pad right here. The steps are gonna come up here alongside the pond over towards the waterfall. This is on a really steep grade, or pretty steep grade, so we're gonna have to plant boulders on the top side to retain a bank, and plant boulders on the bottom side to retain a bank, so that we can create a level space on the side of a hill. So, having said that, here's the idea, here's the layout. And later they want to add a pavilion here, so they have some shade. And then the steps will lead right here. I'll tie it right into this boulder right here. So you'll be able to walk off of the flagstone patio, under a stepping rock that I placed, and off of the patio, along the steps, along the pond, over towards the waterfall, up to the hot tub. This whole space is I like the design and the fact that it allows you to interact with all parts of the outdoor living space. So let's start digging. what's up everybody? Today on the agenda is we want to start rocking in that pond, right Jackson? All right, let's go rocking that pond. Hey, you get back here! All right, okay, we're ready to rock in the pond now.
Alright guys, we're back up here in Johnstown. We're building them a waterfall and a pond. In addition, we're putting in a beautiful patio and flagstone steps. We're on day 4 up here, and here's our progress so far. And there we go, we just got a massive fish in the water by Mr. Benny.
Hey guys, that's Jackson, and I'm just gonna retire. He's got this. He has got this.
Taking over Ben's crew.
Hey, what are we doing here, Jackson?
We are strapping up one of our big boulders to place her up top here. We're gonna create more of like a little pool area so the water can flow down through and through the...
And we're gonna build a big waterfall, all right?
Yeah, we are. This thing is absolutely massive.
This is gonna be the other side. It's falling over. I want to get like 40 some inch waterfall coming down in here and then crashing over here. I'll show you guys once I have it strapped up, which is proving to be difficult because I don't have a strap big enough for it. But it's gonna go right in there. We have some serious grade change here, so that means tall waterfalls. Hey, good morning folks. We are making progress north of Johnstown. I have to admit I was neglecting the footage a bit. This is a pretty tough project. There's so many different work areas and like I can't start one and finish it. It seems like all of them have to go in simultaneously. I'm really missing DJ. He's pretty good at grabbing that camera and making sure that all those shots happen, and some days I get wrapped up in the decision making. I forget to even shoot any film. But I am excited about the waterfall that we have coming here. I'll show you what we built yesterday and the day before. I already talked about this waterfall. We're gonna have it split around this rock, come in this way and this way, and then spill in here and out here. So there's gonna be lots of action there. Little waterfalls going everywhere. We just started last evening doing all the edge work and the foaming, and this one I have a little bit ripped apart for foaming purposes, but gonna have a nice waterfall going this way. The only disappointing thing about this one is you're not really gonna be able to see it much unless you're coming up the stairs that are gonna go along this water feature. But this one you're gonna be able to see a little spill into there. That's not gonna be much of one at all, maybe 5-6 inches. And then a decent drop out into here. And then a little pool up here. And here's a monster waterfall. We got a recessed big spillway coming into here, real deep pool, and then ripping in between these two rocks and coming around here. I'm probably gonna foam along the bottom of this rock, which is gonna make, it's really, if you foam these stream rocks, it really makes the current twist sharply, which that's gonna be cool. And then we have this rock set right here, and hopefully if I can make the elevations work out, I can bring my Black Hills Natural Stone Steps up along here, and I'd like for it to tie into this rock so that you can stand right here and get your feet wet from the Niagara Falls that's rushing down there. And then from here, the steps are going to turn and go this way and climb Mount Everest up there to the patio. So our goal for today is to get this thing running. I think we can do that. Do all the edge work, foaming, put in the lights so we can plug this thing in, and then we're gonna start bringing steps in here. It's gonna be a bit of a tricky build. We have a slope that is really steep. I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to set my excavator up right, but we'll we can get it. We had put in the patio down here, or it's not in yet, but base is in. We have the concrete pillars for a future pavilion that's going in here. And then we're gonna be putting Black Hills flagstone in the patio down here. All right, let's get at it. Okay, so I just got back from a trip in the woods, and look at that. There's all kinds of mossy goodness. What I'm gonna do with this, I get my foam gun. Sometimes in the heat of the project, you know, you have so many ends to juggle and make sure that all the product's here and planning the logistics and deciding which work area you work on so that you don't get yourself in trouble later on in the project, and it can take some of the maybe some of the passion out of just the waterfall building. And this was one of those projects. I was so busy thinking about how this needs to be built that I forgot to get excited about the waterfalls. And when you get that point where you start foaming up and doing the detail work and rinsing it down, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm excited now. I cannot wait to plug this thing in. It's gonna look super cool. I'm especially excited about that falls right there. It's gonna be really cool. I take this moss and some of these joints, those seams, I just don't like how they mesh together. So I'll take my foam gun, put a little bit of foam in here. Don't need much. Get some moss out of here. I always want the moss that's on the bottom, never the moss that's on the top. Foamy, foamy, mossy, mossy. Ah, better already. And some of that moss dies, but if it can get moisture off of the waterfall in areas like, say, this right here, I don't like that foam. I'll rip a little bit off and put some fresh stuff down and moss it all up so that it looks like that. That stuff will actually live. It seems like the foam absorbs some moisture and it's able to wick it up out of the pond and it'll grow down here. Places like that, it's probably gonna die, but even dead moss, in my opinion, looks better than foam, or especially on an edge like that. That's definitely gonna live. Some water seeps through there and it absorbs that moisture and just grows. So I'm gonna go through here with my foam and my moss, and I'm gonna make it look like it's been here forever. There, see what I mean? So nice and green and stuff. It makes it like naturalized. It's makeup. I'm all done now, I guess. I want it to moss for the rest of the day, but yeah, there's work to do. See what I mean? It makes the edges go away and makes it all one rock. Hey, that's just garden hose flow. You know how awesome that's gonna look once we get a rock? Yeah, buddy. Just saying, that rock, that's bad. That bothers me. It's a shim that's too high. If you shim a rock, it should be below water level. See this rock? It's shimmed, but you can't see it because it's below water. Note to future Ben, don't do that again. Okay, stay tuned. We're gonna get to plug it in here in probably an hour-ish. Right, Jason? About an hour. That's what Jason said, and he's a pond clean-out expert, so I trust him.